Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.
Om Shuklam Varadharam Vishnum Shasivarnam Chaturbhujam
Prasanna Vadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vigno Pashantaye.
Gajanana Padmarkam Gajanana Maharnisham
Anekadantam Bhaktanam Yekadantam Upasmahe.
Budatin Chepunana Budatinchi Gajanana Padmarkam
Padmarkam Gajanana Maharnisham Anekadantam Bhaktanam Yekadantam Upasmahe.
Jnananandamayam Devam
Jnananandamayam Devam.
Jnananandamayam Devam
Jnananandamayam Devam.
Nirmala Spatikakrutim
Nirmala Spatikakrutim.
Adharam Sarva Vidyanam
Adharam Sarva Vidyanam.
Hayagrivam Upasmahe
Hayagrivam Upasmahe.
Jnananandamayam Devam
Jnananandamayam Devam.
Nirmala Spatikakrutim
Nirmala Spatikakrutim.
Adharam Sarva Vidyanam
Adharam Sarva Vidyanam.
Hayagrivam Upasmahe
Hayagrivam Upasmahe.
Vyasam Vasishthanaptaram
Shakte Pautramakalmasham Parasharatmajam Vande Shukatatam Taponidhim.
Vyasaya Vishnurupaya
Vyasarupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahmanidaye Vasisthaya Namo Namaha.
So today we are having the session upon Vidura Neeti, an important text from the Mahabharata. There are 4 gems or most important primacy texts in Mahabharata, apart from many other things. Mahabharata contains actually more than 1 lakh slokas, and it has got different names also. But Vidura is the minister of Dhritarashtra, and he is the highly wisdom-ridden gentleman among all the Dhartarashtras. And he is almost like a Rishi, a wise Rishi. But Dhritarashtra, though he had such a nice person, he was not able to get the proper counsel. Although he got the counsel, but still he turned deaf ear to the words of Vidura, and ultimately then the crisis became so critical that Dhritarashtra was perplexed. What could be the ultimate for the kind of rife which is there between Pandavas and Kauravas? So actually he sent somebody to bring some amity and friendship and to get reply from Dharmaraja. And but right from the time he sent somebody to Sanjaya to get some news from Pandavas, positive or whatever it is, then the Dhritarashtra was worried. So he wanted to ascertain what could be the sentence of Ajatashatru's idea, and that too, whatever message that Dharmaraja would be telling, that would be announced in the open public meeting in the Sabha. Sabha Madhye Saha Vatshyati, 9th sloka. There it is said, what was that fear which was lurking in the mind of Dhritarashtra? Therefore, he says that Jagrato Dashyamanasya Sreyaha Yadyepasyasi Tad Bruhi Tvam Naha Tata Dharma Artha Kusalosi. So he called Vidura and asked, you are the right person to supply peace of mind and courage in me. Because, oh Vidura, you are dharma kushalaha, artha kushalaha, or dharma artha kushalaha, whatever way you want to construe, the word dharma artha kushalaha will stand. For example, here, kushala means clever. So, in order to give the solution which will be conforming to a dharma itself is a big issue. And that kind of kushalatvam, that Vidura does have it. And not only that, artha, also gain. Artha also means gain. So it must be a gain to the dharma. And therefore, you see, a most beautiful, thought-provoking advice that Vidura could afford to give him. And why that kind of compliment is given in the 12th sloka, he said that Sarvendriyani aprakrutanggatani. My problem is all my indriyas have gone out of gear, out of control. Some kind of worry, sentiment, everything is gripping my all indriyas. Actually, indriyas are hurt, are not stable, or paralyzed. Automatically, the mind also is paralyzed because manasu, indriyasu, they are always interdependent. And if indriyas are happy, manas will be happy. If manas is happy, indriyas are happy. Therefore, here Dhritarashtra told that all my indriyas have become almost versed with a kind of grief. They're all burning, and I am not having a good sleep also, because when you have no peace of mind, when the mind is not restful, then there won't be sleep at all. So sleepless nights he has been spending, and therefore he asks, please try to tell me that what could be. It's only speculation, guessing, because Dharmaraja is Dharma Paraha, and whatever he speaks, that would be conforming to Dharma. And therefore, Vidura can guess what could be the dharmic statement which Sanjaya would bring from Dharmaraja. Therefore, in the 13th sloka, it is said, Tanme bruhi Vidura tvam yathavan manishitam. What you think in your mind, please tell me all that, so that my senses, which are disordered, might become orderly. And then, when that kind of submission shown by Chakravarti Dhritarashtra to his brother, the Vidura, then Vidura is a Rashtra Bhakta also. He cannot talk anything against, but he should talk only the Neeti. That's why Vidura Neeti. So, we have noted the word Neeti means rightful thinking, moralistic behavior, and which will have a positive uphold for the character and conduct. Therefore, he is a Neeti Paraha, and he will be able to. And moreover, we have also noted that Vidura is one who is able to drive off the mind with full with unhappiness. When one's mind is really happy, the sleep will come. Otherwise, sleeplessness will overtake the person. And therefore, Vidura says, there are some people who lose their sleep. One fellow is thief. Another fellow is a lustful person who is passionate, who is always thinking of love, sex, and all that. And also another person who has lost his wealth, and another person who has failed to achieve success, and another person who is weak and he has been threatened and attacked by a strong man. So these are all the people who lose sleep. They are all kept in the grave calamity. And therefore, you can decide, oh, my dear brother Dhritarashtra, to which category you belong. He says, Kachinna paravrutteshu grudhyan viparitapyase. So Vidura has not got any kind of consideration. Oh, he is a Chakravarti and all that. Nothing. As a guru and looking at a rightful Sishya, Guru cannot suppress the truth. Guru has to be very much frank and candid. Such only could be good gurus. Just to please the student or Sishya, just to get some kind of remuneration from them or some reward from them, to behave like that is not at all a rightful guru. Therefore, a true guru will be able to speak the truth, a defect in the character. Therefore, he said that you have grabbed others' wealth and you want to enjoy others' wealth, but you are in grief. So those people who have got that kind of coveting the wealth of others cannot be happy, can be always dipped in grief. See, paritapya paravitteshu grudhyanti, 14th sloka. Then Dhritarashtra will tell him, yes, boy, if you think like that, but I want to know what is that which will give me really emancipation. Nisreyas is another name for moksham. So in this janma, if our character and conduct and morality is on the order, then we have no fears. But if it were to be of different variation, then there will be problem. Therefore, he says, therefore Vidura is allowed to say, from this point, I think we have got to continue today in our talk or in our discussion regarding the advice given by Vidura. Now we are in the 16th sloka, whereat Vidura is speaking. Yes, please repeat. Rajalakshmi garu, Nara Chapande, Raja Lakshmana Sampanna. Yes, Bhavani, Chapama. Raja Lakshana Sampanna.
Raja Lakshana Sampanna.
Trailokyasyaadhipo bhavetu.
Trailokyasyaadhipo bhavet.
Preshyaha te preshitaha cha eva.
Preshyate prishyata eva.
Preshyaste preshitaschaiva.
Preshyate prishyataschaiva.
Dhritarashtra yudhishthiraha.
Dhritarashtra yudhishthiraha.
Then he says, next sloka, viparitatarascha tvam.
Viparitatarascha
Bhagadheye nasammataha.
Ayanedena sammataha.
Bhagadheye nasammataha.
Ayadheyena sammataha.
Archisham prachayachaiva.
Achisham prachyaschaiva.
Dharmatma dharmako vidaha.
Dharmatma dharmako vidaha.
Andrusamsya.
Andrusamsya.
Adanukrosatu.
Daukrosatu.
Dharmat satyat parakramatu.
Dharmat satyat parakramat.
Gurutvat tvai samprechya.
Gurutvat prai samprekshya.
Bahun klesham.
Bahun tvesham.
Tititshate.
Chate.
Tititshate.
Chate.
So in sloka number 16, Vidura is a frank spoken person. So he says, normally, O Yudhishthira, actually Yudhishthira is always voting for virtue, practicing virtue. So he is very much respected in all the three worlds, and he can become the worthy king of all the three worlds. But what is the question in you is, you have tried to keep aside all those good qualities and dharmic temperament of Dhritarashtra, and you compelled him to go on exile. Yudhishthiraha preshidascha. So you have made him to get away for 12, 13 years as Vanavasa, and that is the very prime difficulty that you have caused. And not only that, secondly also, you have got hurt him very much. You are possessed of qualities which are absolutely reverse than those of Dharmaraja. See, whatever qualities Dharmaraja has got, you have just the opposite of them in you. He has got all positive dharmic approvable qualities, but what are you doing? You have always the negativity, tamasic temperament, rajasic temperament, too much. That sattva guna is very, very low. Therefore, those people who are virtuous and versed in morality, and they have no right to share in the kingdom owing to their loss of sight. Because you have lost sight of dharma, and therefore you have not given any kind of scope for Dharmaraja, who deserved to share the land and lead and kingship, but you have deprived him because of your own reverse qualities. నీలో ఉన్నటువంటి దుర్గుణాలు, దాని ద్వారా నువ్వు ధర్మరాజును అర్థం చేసుకోకుండా you made him go on exile, and that is a very, very wrong thing that you have done. And secondly, in the next sloka, he says, you have lot of andrusamsya adanukrosat dharmat adharmat satyaparakramat gurutvat tvai samprekshya bahun kleshan titishate. See, you are suffering. See, because of Dhritarashtra's kindness, righteousness, love for truth and energy, and remembrance of regard for you, Dhritarashtra, Yudhishthira, he has patiently taken to bear all the wrongs that you have been doing to him. నువ్వు ఎన్ని కష్టాలు ఇచ్చినా కూడా వాటన్నిటినీ సహిస్తూ అనుభవిస్తూ ఉన్నాడు ధర్మరాజు. Why? Simple reason is that he respects you as an elderly gentleman. But in your case, you have not got any good quality which Dharmaraja possesses. Rather, all are negative in you. And now he talks about the next point. So not only you are a dirty fellow, not only you are swerving the dharmic way, but you want to be a ruler and you have no real Chakravarti Lakshanas in you. But still, because Yudhishthira has got all good qualities, most important is that he has got a great regard to you. That regard to you, he remembers every now and then. As a result, he is trying to bear the patiently all the trouble. And in the next sloka, please repeat, Duryodhane Saubale cha. Duryodhane Saubale cha
Suyodhane Saubale cha
Karne cha Dushasane tatha
Ganye Chadushasane tata
Yetaishwarya Adhaya
Yeta Ishwarya Adaya
Adhaya Katham Tvam Bhutimicchasi.
Tam Tham Gutumikshasi.
So this is a good question which Vidura puts to Dhritarashtra. You see, you are not a personally a good administrator. You cannot do it because you don't have eyes. You may be all that, but you have no eyes. Your eye means jnanam. You are blind, born blind, and you don't know. But all people respect you and maintain you on the throne. And because that you are to stick on to your throne and power, what you have done, you have entrusted the entire wealth of the kingdom. Bhavani, అర్థమవుతోంది బాబు. ఈ కింగ్డంలో ఉన్న వెల్త్ అంతా కూడా you have made Duryodhana, Saubala, Karna, and Dushasana. Saubala is Dushakuni. So you have made this Subala's son and Karna, Dushasana for the managers of the entire empire. So when they are the rulers, when they are the lawmakers, when they are there, they're all absolutely hopeless, adharmic, selfish, tamasic gentlemen. And how wasting all your Aiswaryam, in other sense, dependence upon these four Chatushtayas, how at all you can expect any kind of peace of mind in you? And the question was that the first question is, in Naluguru rulers behave chestunaru administration, but they are not fair, and they are enjoying the real ownership of the land and vibhuti. And however they are doing, you have got to obey them. You have no freedom at all. And moreover, he talks about this. Please repeat. Atmagnanam samarambha.
Atmagnanam Samarambha.
2 times.
Atmagnanam Samarambha.
Titiksha dharmanityata.
Ticha Dharmanityata. Vidicha Dharmanityata.
Yam arthat.
Yam Arthat. Yam Arthat.
Napakarshanti.
Napakarshanti. Napakarshanti.
Savai pandita uchyate.
Sabhaiti Pandita Uchyate. Sabhaiti Pandita Uchyate.
Nishevate prasasthani.
Vishevate Prasasthani. Vishevate Prasasthani.
Nindantani ninditani nasevate.
Ninditani Nasevate. Ninditani Nasevate.
Anastikaha sraddhadhanaha.
Anastika. Anastika.
Sraddhadhanaha.
Shraddhadanaha. Shraddhadanaha.
Etat pandita lakshanam.
Etat Pandita Lakshanam. Etat Pandita Lakshanam.
Krodho.
Krodho.
Harshascha darpascha.
Harshasya Darpascha. Harshasya Darpascha.
Kristambho.
Pristhambo. Pristhambo.
Manyamanita.
Manyamanita. Manyamanita.
Yam arthat.
Yam Ardhat. Yam Arthat.
Napakarshanti.
Nyapakarshanti. Nyapakarshanti.
Savai pandita uchyate.
Sabhai Pandita Uchyate. Sabhai Pandita Uchyate.
In these slokas, Vidura is trying to define who is intelligent. Pandita means intelligent. What is intelligence? to be able to see through, the truths. If you are a Pandit, you can always foresee the truth and you can always take wise precautions not to get succumbed to the onslaught. So, to begin with, Saha Panditaha Uchyate. That person is described to be a wise person or a Pandit. Pandita Uchyate. And who is that Pandit? Definition has been given. These are all the qualities. Yevundali ante Atma Jnanam. One should have a knowledge about his own self, otherwise called as self-knowledge. And who you are, what is your goal, how you should conduct yourself, depending upon variant contexts and circumstances. That kind of discretional power comes under the title self-knowledge. Because self-knowledge means you should know yourself, you should know your limitations, you should know the goals of yourself. Because body is only a tool like screwdriver. But the operator of the screwdriver is different and depends upon the skill of the operator, such that the screw will get unscrewed and come to you. Therefore, Atma Jnanam, Jnanam regarding your Atma. So that's one thing. And second thing required is, that is Samarambha. You should work it out. Exertion. Samarambha means Samyak Arambha. You cannot remain lazy. You cannot simply delegate what you should do to others unless you have got absolute trust and belief and obedience from the others. Avuna Bhavani garu, you cheppina mata execute cheyadaniki unnanta unte వాళ్ళ మీద నమ్మకం ఉంటే అప్పుడు మీరు పని చెప్పచ్చు. చెప్పిన పని చక్కగా చేస్తే మీరు సంతోషపడచ్చు. కాకుండా if the servants are there or anybody, your friends are there, to whom you entrust some responsibility, but they don't care and they ignore it. And that means say that you have not exerted. That's exactly otherwise called as self-reliance antar. ఈ self-reliance లేని వాళ్ళు, self-knowledge, second requirement is self-reliance. అంటే you have to rely yourself by yourself, for yourself at first. నీ మీద నీకు నమ్మకం ఉండాలి. ఆ నమ్మకాన్ని పోగొట్టుకుంటే you will be in soup. Therefore, he says that samarambha. And third quality is titiksha. Titiksha is forbearance. If at all some difficulty crops on you, you should be able to sustain that. Something like Sita Devi. You look at the example of Sita. Sita has absolute trust upon Rama that there will be a day when Rama would come, get her relieved of the clutches from Ravana, and he will kill Ravana and take it. That kind of confidence, belief, etc. was there. Therefore, Sita was able to tolerate all kinds of Rakshasi Shaktis surrounding, torturing, humiliating, etc. And if you have got that kind of power of tolerance, respecting dharma, that's one important quality for a Pandit. And again, another quality is dharma nityata. You should stand on dharma or virtues. We should not swerve from them. You cannot be fickle about them. Therefore, steadiness in virtue and dharma nityata. So, yam arthan apagarshanti. So, artha is attractions. That fellow who will not get succumb to the attractions, but mindful of the mission for which he has set himself out, then only he will be successful. Anjaneya is another good example. He is asked by Sugriva to find the whereabouts of Sita Devi. And Jambavan, Angada, and all of them inspired Anjaneya to take a big leap, jump, 100 yojanas. That was the long jump and high jump test for Anjaneya. He withstood that kind of thing. You know that on the way, he had so many attractions, so many hurdles, so much of diversion for his long journey going with a top speed. Therefore, but this Anjaneya Swami is having control over himself. Therefore, whatever artha or temptation shown forth by, he did not get attracted. He remained steadfast in his virtue. Dharma napakarshanti saha pandita. So now you have got a definition, primarily, that he should have atmajnana, samarambha, titiksha, dharma nityata, yatharthat napakarshanam. All these are the important features which are important to make one intelligent and useful. And in the next sloka, number 16, you observe, Nishevate prasastani ninditani nasevate anastikaha sraddhadhanaha etat pandita lakshanam. So, further, there are some more marks of a wise man or characteristics of a wise man. What are the first one is prasastani nishevate. Whatever are good, whatever is beneficial, whatever is positive, them only he will to them only he will adhere, obey. Then ninditani nasevate. He will reject all those which are not approved by the great people. Ninditani nasevate. Those which are objected or which are not permitted, those things have got to be neglected or rejected or not accepted. And again, anastikaha sraddhadhanaha lakshanam. Anastikaha means what is blamable, that you should not adopt. For example, astikatvam means belief in God, belief in higher power, belief in unknown monitor. See, when you are driving your car, you don't see the engine working. But your car cannot have a speed or movement unless the engine is working. So that's exactly as important as anastikaha. So believing that there is engine in condition in all respects, that's why it is giving you speed. That's what exactly called as astikatvam. And next one is Shraddhadhanaha. So you should always basically have a kind of faith in what you are doing. Chese pan lopala namakam lekapothe, you will not be able to do it properly. So Shraddhaya krutam yatu sraddham. So Shraddha Traya Vibhaga. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has shared one chapter to give you the division of the Shraddha. And Shraddha again gets divided towards the three gunas: Sattva guna, Rajo guna, and Tamasa guna. Therefore, Shraddha, faith is important. And again, not only that, when you have a faith, and you must have respect for things other than you, you should always try to respect others. But you should not mistake them and say that, oh, it is like that. No, that's why prasastani nishevate. You vote for good things. Ninditani nasevate. You reject whatever is not approvable or acceptable. And you should not have any disbelief in God or higher power. And you should have absolute faith and reverence on whatever you have taken. And this will characterize a good Pandit. And again in 17th sloka, you have noted that there are these important points which are to be removed by a wise person, then he will be called as a Pandita. So look at what are the important things: anger and no enjoyment, no pride, neither anger, nor joy, nor pride, nor false modesty, or superstition, vanity, and all these qualities will make you swerve from the normal path of righteousness. And so if you are able to reject or control these features, what is that? Krodha, anger; harsha, excessive happiness; darpa, pride; hri is fear; stambha; and manya manita. Manya means respectful people, elders, educated people, jnanis. And you should always try to regard them. Then you are a manya manita. And again, artha navakarshanti. So those people who are like that, they will be always enjoying their truthful wealth, and there is no death for them at all. Therefore, he says that if you are able to have a control over all your antashatrus, then you will be really reaching the higher ends of life. And then you are talking about, you are described as a Pandit. So, Pandita, a wise person, is to be appropriately defined and designed and understood and observed and followed. Now, 18th sloka, please repeat. Yasya krutyam na jananti. Yasya krutyam na jananti. Mantram va mantritam pari pare. Krutavevasya jananti. Savai pandita uchyate. You observe in these slokas, there has been the talk. Who is a Pandit? Who is considered as a wise person? And in the 18th sloka, you have some more considerations which will make a person to be regarded as a wise person. Now, krutyam yasya na jananti. So anybody whose intended acts and proposed counsels, na jananti, mantram is the proposals. Because every mantra has got a great thought process behind it. The mantras are highly powerful. The vibrations of the sounds when you utter the mantra would have a great deal of influence on people. Therefore, always it is said that mantram, and again, pare mantritam va, you should be able to know about the enemy's mind also. And you should not expose all your true secrets to your enemies. And you should not keep on announcing your deeds, but you should try to do and later on allow them to know it. Therefore, here you see that in this sloka, that krutamevasya, Mantritam pare. Pare mantritam means the opposite person. How is he thinking about you? What is his strength? What is his capacity? Would I be able to stand? So all that kind of proposals or propositions, is it possible? That's what the para is Satru. Mantritam is design. So you should always try to have methodology to be able to detect the kind of action that the opposite people are likely to take. And another important thing is Kritamevasya Jananti. So if you have proposals, if you have got plans, those become known only when you execute them. Because many people talk, hardly people are there who execute what they talk. Actually, our Yajurveda tells you, Yad vacha vadati, tat karmana karoti, tadesha bhyukta. And then continues this, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. So that's how the whole show goes. Like, so real great people do not keep on tom-toying or advertising what they want to do, but they just do it silently. Later on, people get to know such a noble work has been done by him. And such type of behavioral excellence would be with the Panditas, and therefore, such people who have these qualities are recognized as Panditaha. Yasya krutyam na vigranti, sitamushnam bhayam ratihi, samruddhihi, asamruddhirva, savai pandita uchyate. This is another important definition which Vidura gives us in respect of the definition for a Pandit. Sikrutyam, the proposals and actions, Sitam Ushnam Bhayam Ratihi Na Vigranti. See, whenever you make proposals, there will be 100 forces to cancel the proposal, dispose it away. But so you hear it is said that whatever proposed there, you should keep them concealed from your enemies. And you should also keep that secret for some time until the entire project has been completed. Then you will be considered as a wise person. Yasya krutyam na jananti. Krutyam is act. Mantram va mantritam pare. Whatever proposals you want to project, or what is the proposals the other fellows have taken out, have forwarded to you, but that has got to be considered. And again, Kritameva asya jananti savai pandita uchyate. So if anybody's acts become known only after they have been done, then such person is called as a Pandit, a wise man, an intelligent man, well versed in the law of morality. Yasya krutyam na vigranti, sita mushnam bhayam ratihi, samruddhihi asamruddhirva, savai pandita uchyate. So look at this Vyasa Bhagavan. He is making people know what could be the true definition for a Pandit. And so that's why in the next sloka, the 19th, also you will see certain more characteristics which will make the Yajamana and his accomplice be blessed with all grace and prosperity. So we stop here today and we continue next. Om Tat Satu Sarvam Sri Krishna Arpanamastu Sarvam Sri Matrucharana Aravinda Arpanamastu Om Tat Satu.